You won't believe what Pope Francis wants everyone to do for illegals now, by Amy Moreno for truthfeednews.com. The progressive Pope is at it again. Now Pope Francis, Obama's pick to rule the Catholic Church, is telling the world that we must appreciate everything that illegals and migrants contribute to the world. Really? So breaking the law is now commendable? This is yet another move by the left to weave a fantasy narrative that illegals and migrants are making the world more beautiful instead of raising crime rates, raping, stealing, and destroying existing cultures. How many more people have to die or be victimized before we stop glorifying people who are either breaking the law or infiltrating countries with zero respect for the current cultures and traditions? From Breitbart, Pope Francis plugged World Refugee Day on Sunday. I mean, it's almost laughable. Reiterating his appeal for a streamlining of international migration and a greater appreciation for the positive contribution provided by immigrants. World Refugee Day is promoted by the United Nations, another beautiful, organization, I should say, to draw attention to the plight of our brothers and sisters forced to flee their land because of conflicts and persecution, often with great anxieties and sufferings. Francis told the thousands of pilgrims gathered in St. Peter's Square for his weekly Angelus prayer. Really, why are the Italian people going to see this idiot? As he has, or Satanist I should say, as he has done on other occasions, the pontiff threw his weight behind the adoption of a world pact on refugees, as well as an international agreement to guarantee safe, orderly, and regular migration. I hope that the nations involved in these processes reach a consensus to ensure, with responsibility and humanity, the assistance and protection of those who are forced to leave their country, he said. Along with political measures, the Pope also called for a change of heart at the personal level, urging individuals to be more welcoming towards migrants. Yeah, but how many did he allow into the Vatican there, I'd like to know? I bet you zero. Each one of us is called to be close to the refugees, to find moments of encounter with them, to appreciate their contribution so they can better fit into the communities that receive them, he said. The solution to many problems can be found in this encounter and in this mutual respect and support. The Pope has recently been hammering home his pro-immigration message in an effort to bring about a sea of change, I guess, in debate surrounding migration. Last Thursday, Francis explicitly appealed for a change in mindset regarding immigration, insisting in a message that migrants are not a threat to society, but rather a source of enrichment. In his message to the Second Holy See Mexico Conference on International Migration in the Vatican, Francis once again praised the United Nations' efforts to achieve its two global compacts, one on refugees and the other on safe, orderly, and regular migration. Boy, down with this Pope, I say, and the UN. The pontiff also sought to counter a negative narrative on mass migration, especially in countries that have been on the receiving end of mass migration, calling for a shift in priorities and mentality. This demands a change in mindset, he said. We must move from considering others as a threat to our comfort to valuing them as persons whose life experience and values can contribute greatly to the enrichment of our society. You know, I can't even read this with a straight face. For this to happen, our basic approach must be to encounter the other, to welcome, to know and to acknowledge him or her, he said. The Vatican is in the midst of a 2-year campaign aimed at changing people's minds about migrants, which it inaugurated last September. Brothers, we mustn't be afraid to share the journey. We mustn't be afraid to share the hope. Francis Francis said in his announcement of the project called Share the Journey, I say shut him down and shut the UN down. The campaign is being carried forward by the global, mind you, Catholic Charities Network, Caritas Internationalis, and seeks to promote awareness and action on behalf of migrants and refugees, especially in building good relationships with local communities. The stated goal of the project is to shed light on both the challenges and effects of migration at every stage of the journey to provoke a shift in thinking on the issue. According to Caritas, the project was created in response to Pope Francis's request summons for a culture of encounter. Our world faces not a migration crisis, but a crisis of global solidarity. Caritas says on its website, be part of a worldwide campaign to reach out to migrants, change perceptions, open hearts and minds, and strengthen the bonds that unite us all, till they'll all come in and take us over, and they'll put us in the woodshed pronto. No, Pope Francis, no. Your globalism sucks, let's put it that way. The UN sucks, let's put it again that way. And your agenda is going to fall out to the wayside, that's for sure. Who goes and listens to this freak of nature? That's what I call him, a freak of nature. Look at his face. You can see the evil in him. You know, I can't stand this Pope. Cannot stand him. And whoever follows this is a moron. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.